Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to be talking to you today about how to show up and look like a pro on camera. Isn't that what we all want? Sure, it is, because we all know, by we, I mean, I'm looking for my comments here. I just want to make sure I can see all of my comments. Hold on, hold on. There we go. Okay, no need to look at me. Let's look at my comments. I want to encourage you, if you are new to coaching or you've been coaching for a while and you have not started using video, no, 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 because video is by far the best way for you to create opportunities for your coaching project practice. And I know that video can seem like, oh, it takes so much time, or I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to do. I don't like video. Yeah, I get it. But, and it's a big but. It is the most effective way for you to create your own stage and to show up and tell people what you do and how you can help them. And so, um, there's so many things I love about video as a video pro, but my story is probably your story. Yes, I have 20 years of video experience, but not in front of the camera. I was behind the camera. And so putting myself out there as the face of my brand, I'm a coach, I'm a video coach, right? Was scary and I hated it and it was awkward. And so today, what I'm hoping is to kind of like streamline how you approach video so you can show up, whether that be whether you're going live, whether you're uploading a video to LinkedIn, or whether you're just showing up for your actual coaching with a client. I want you to be making the best impression that you possibly can. So there are some basics you need to understand for your own videos, and I call these the bare bones but dragging basics of video. And so we're going to start there, right? And the first is your lighting. I like to say light it up, buttercup. And so many people get this wrong because they think, oh, my outdoors is pretty, I'm going to sit in front of the window. We can't see what's outside because what you've essentially done is taken all the light away from your face, and all we're seeing is a blown out background. It's called backlit. So if you have natural light and you can actually be looking out your window, that's my first favorite, right? I want you to look out a window, or if your window's a little bit too bright, put some shades on it or put something to block it a little bit. But we want to make sure that we can see your face and we can see all of it, right? Because if you think about looking at a video and someone's in darkness and they're trying to figure out, who you are, they can't connect with your eyes, they can't see you. It's so important to just light it up. So my second favorite is a ring light. And in the world of production, this is a contentious point because so many people are saying you need like 3-point lighting and all that kind of stuff. Who has time? Who has the space? I love an 18-inch newer NEWEER ring light. I use it in a really fun way, which I'll post the video in here on how I use it. I don't use it directly. That's why you don't see the rings in my eyes, or if you wear glasses, it's a great way so you don't get the reflection in your eyes. But the lighting is really important. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we want to be able to see your face, which brings me to the next thing, seeing your face, which is framing. And all framing really means is where you are in the frame. So I like to say, like, have an internet inch, but video is a close-up medium. So if you are far or badly framed, that is how people are going to perceive you. So again, we're putting our best foot forward. You don't have to do things perfectly. Imperfect action over perfect inaction every time, but I want you filling the frame so many times. And I see CEOs on LinkedIn doing this. They are far, they were out of frame, they're looking off somewhere. All of this is really bad for your connection. And there's even psychology, which I'm not going to get into today, on where you are in the frame, and the gestures you're using makes an impression, and we want it to make a really good impression. So again, stay in the middle. Stay close. If you're using your phone, you're going to have to play around a little bit because, again, what you'll see is way too much headroom on the phones. You still need to fill the space. So framing, fill the space. Sound. Sound is actually the most important thing. It's not sexy, but if people can't hear you, they are definitely not going to hang out for very long. And so your sound, what it's called native sound, the native sound in your phone or on your computer is probably fine. Why? Because we're framed well and we're staying close. So as long as you're close to your source, it's fine. Now, if you start going outside or you want to demonstrate something and you move away from your computer, then you'll need some sort of additional source of sound. There's a theme today, and that is you have to play around. You have to be willing to say, like, okay, I don't know this. I'm not a video pro, and just play around and record a little something on Zoom or WebEx to see, like, okay, what does that sound like? What do I look like? When we're talking about sound and framing and lighting and connection, the other really important thing, especially if you're not now, if you're on a coaching call or you're coaching a group of people, you don't need to look into your camera. You're looking around the Zoom room or you're looking around the WebEx room. That's fine. For me, though, when I'm doing lives or when you're pre recording a video, 100% of the time you need to be connected to your camera. So know where your camera is. And again, with the phones these days, they keep moving them around and it will take a little bit of experimentation. So again, showing up and looking like a pro is not fumbling around wondering like, am I looking at it now? Is that it? Is that it? Right. So you want to make sure you know where your camera is. So test this out and say like, some people who have external cameras, it trips you up because you're looking at your external camera, but it still looks wrong on the recording. So you have to figure out where is that sweet spot where I can look and still look like I am looking directly at your audience, because your audience is that green dot. And do I understand that it is super weird and super awkward to be chit-chatting with a green dot? Yeah. I've been doing this for 7 years now. I know it's awkward, but you'll get used to it and your eye will just automatically go there. Now, I have notes, I look at notes, but I really try and keep connected with the camera. The last thing I want to talk about in the bare basics, even I forget, the bare bones butt dragging basics is your background. God, that's a lot of B's. I love alliteration, right? Your background doesn't have to look like this. I'm the video lady, right? It can look like this if you put a little effort into it. But again, if you don't have your own space, but you want a nice space, again, find a window, what's behind it. I look for depth. I look for a nice, neat, clean background. If you have nothing else and nowhere else, throw yourself up against a plain wall, not a wall with a really busy painting or a really busy bookcase. Why? You don't want your background speaking louder than you. Again, video is a close-up medium. You're up close. Your background could just be that, a background. Now, if you sign up for Ucoachia, right? If you sign up for that membership, I have offered, which I've never offered before, a bonus, which is my home studio makeover. And what that is if MTV and HGTV had a baby, it would be the home studio makeover. And that's where I will actually come into your space. We'll come meet on Zoom and I will help you find the best lighting, the best framing, the best sign, the best background, give you tips and tricks, and make sure that you know where you're supposed to be set up and looking. And so that is part of your membership. When you sign up, you can just, tell Nancy, like, I want my home studio makeover, and they will send you my way. Now, part of showing up and looking like a pro, that's just part of it, right? Like that is just like what I call the spatial things. Now, the other stuff. A lot of this is in your head. I hear so many excuses about why people can't show up or won't show up on video. And I like to say excuses are like belly buttons. Everyone has one and they're useless. You want your videos to feel authentic and real, and you don't want to bumble around and you don't want to look like an amateur. And I want all of those things for you too. And there's only one way to get there. There's no magic button. There's no magic pill. You have to practice. And this is where I want you to lean in and listen. The only way to get good, confident, capable on camera is to keep making videos. Sucking a little bit, make more videos. Suck a little less, make more videos, right? It's a skill. In 20 years, I have never met a one-take wonder, and that includes that the actors that we used to hire, it's their craft. They would study, they would practice. This is something you have to get good at. And it is the one marketing skill that is going to serve you over and over and over again. Because again, once you get that confidence on camera, webinars, interviews, coaching things, group teaching, anything where you actually have to be seen, you are going to get so much more confident, and it will show 100%. So yeah, you're gonna suck a little bit at first. I have a whole talk, we'll talk about like embracing the suck, but simply getting on there and practicing and making videos and practicing is going to really help you show up like the pro we both know you are. So that is your homework. Go make an imperfect video today, right? Then you are one video closer to making a great impression. And again, that's what we want to do. We want to show up on video and make a great impression. And if you're wondering, which so many people do, is like, okay, great, I'm gonna do it. I'm willing to, make my fear less than my desire to reach my audience. Yay, right? But I don't know what to say. I am going to be doing an entire live where I talk about my content wheel, which gives you 3 months of focused content, not just any content, but focused content. And we'll be talking about that on September 14th. So I want you to recognize the opportunity that video is going to allow you. It is, as far as I'm concerned, the best skill that you can spend your time on. Your audience prefers video by a lot, and they retain 90% of what you say on video versus 10% in text. So I see so many people concentrating on emails and posts and newsletters and all those things. I love all those things, but not in place of video. I want you really embracing video first, and then you can use all of those tools to drive people to your videos. Your video is your authority. Again, you're claiming your stake and saying, here's what I do, here's who I am, here's what I stand for. And people buy human to human. They are not buying your coaching, they are buying you. And so the sooner you can kind of wrap your head around showing up on camera and really shining, again, it's not a one take wonder. You're not going to just do it overnight. There is no magic pill you can take at night that you're going to show up and be like, I'm amazing on camera. I wish it doesn't happen, right? So if you just decide that video is that important to you, right? Your visibility equals your currency. It is that important to you, right? Then you're just going to suck a little bit and get better and suck a little bit. And obviously, if you're coming into the Ucoachia world, I am one of your coaches. I will be there for you 24/7 to help you get over these hurdles, to help you go from sucking a little bit to better to, oh my gosh, I'm rocking this and it's not nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. So I will see you next time on September 14th when we'll talk about what to talk about. Talk about what to talk about. But for now, I want you making some imperfect videos. Okay, I'll see you next time. And this is the normal part where we have to go in. Where's my end button? Oh,